Welcome back to the MLB 30 for 30 videos. I'm Justin St. Peter.
And I'm Michael Hofflinger, and today we are covering the Cincinnati Reds. And sorry, Reds fans, but the screen's still broken, and you guys don't deserve a slide, so it's okay. You guys are still a good team, but you don't deserve the slide.
All right, well, with that...
Sums up my opinion on this team right there. Least favorite team in the league.
All right, well, we'll get to mine soon, but for now... Let's get to their very, very stacked lineup. Even you can admit.
Oh, my God, that's scary. I wouldn't want to pitch against them.
Yeah, to start off, they have the biggest question mark probably in the major leagues right now, Billy Hamilton.
If this guy gets on base, watch out. Catchers beware.
Yes, I love this guy. He set the major league record for steals in a season, had over 150 throughout the minors. 2 years ago now. They called him up at the end of last year and used him as a pinch runner, and he had 14 steals. And he only got on base, I think, 20 times? That was a ridiculous number. If he gets on base, my bold prediction is he'll get over 40 steals this year.
Oh, yeah, maybe even more than that. It depends on if he can get on base, he just needs to draw walks and stuff any way he can. Errors, beat out infield singles, bunts, anything. Just they're not asking him to hit. He may not even hit a double all year for all we know, but he just needs to. I mean, a single is a double in a couple pitches for this guy.
Yeah, catchers, he is probably the fastest guy in the major leagues now that he's in the majors. He's playing center field. He used to play shortstop. He's moved to center field. Once he figures out how to get angles right and everything, he'll track down anything in center field as well.
Yeah, it's just really bringing in speed to the majors and really going to try and typical leadoff hitter type of guy that you really want. Then below him, they got after that comes the beef. Just they play in a launching pad ballpark, as they call it, Great American Ballpark, and here comes guys that just 4 or 5 straight guys that could possibly hit a home run every time. Starting with Brandon Phillips.
Yeah, Brandon Phillips has been an all-star second baseman for a long time. One of the most popular dudes in MLB. Dat dude BP on Twitter, I'm pretty sure it is. He's kind of raged a little bit. He's almost spiked a Cardinal once and blew up on reporters last year. But when he's calm, he's a great player.
Yeah, he's that defense of his. He's going to win a Gold Glove again almost every year, no question about it. He's the front runner for defensive Gold Glove. I mean, every night he's on the top place with robbing home run or robbing infield singles, stuff like that. He keeps that ball in the infield and makes some spectacular throws as well.
Yeah, just a complete player. The only thing he struggles with is not the greatest on-base percentage, but you can live with it when you have all-star defense and great power.
Yep, and then after this comes the former MVP and Joey Votto, left-handed big power bat at first base.
Yeah, top fielder as well. He's so good. You really can't say too much else. He does everything well, including walks. He doesn't strike out much. He hits homers. He hits RBIs. He hits everything, and he's a good fielder.
Yeah, the one question with him is sometimes he takes too many walks. They want this guy to hit, and sometimes people have criticized him for being up there trying to take a walk and stuff. And I mean, he got on base still, but he's got that potential to hit home run every time up.
Yeah, when the only complaint you have is you take too many walks, you know you're a pretty damn good player.
Yes. And then after that, my just fan favorite player ever, Jay Bruce. My goodness, this guy just always seems to hit a home run against my Brewers every time.
Yeah, he's a power right fielder. You wouldn't think he's that fast. He's a very big, beefy guy, but he can play the field pretty well as well. He robs home runs, makes some spectacular plays in the outfield as well. A very complete player.
Yep, very underrated guy that was underrated when he came up, but he's been that superstar that they need in the outfield.
The problem with him is he strikes out a little bit too much for the Reds to like, but they'll live with it with their all-around player, caliber, power, defense. He's a complete package.
Yep. Then after him, Ryan Ludwig, another guy that's looking to hit the ball far, and I mean, he's not going to have as good of an average as these other guys, but he's still another power threat that when you think you ended the gauntlet of all the power hitters, you got one more to go.
Yes. Former Cardinal, Pirate, Padre. I think that's it. He was hurt for a big portion of last year, and they sorely missed him when they put Chris Heisey in left field, who I don't really think too much of.
Yeah.
But Ludwig, not the greatest defender, but he'll give you the power.
Mm-hmm.
And you're still not done with the power, because right after that you have Todd Frazier at third base.
Yep, he came on last year. He was a rookie last year, and he had or was it 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
2 years ago, and he just took the major league by storm. Played a lot of games, and was very successful, and really put up the numbers that typical Reds power hitting numbers would want.
Yeah, and he's a very, very underrated player. Starting to get the attention now. Not the greatest average that he hit for last year, but he'll give you power, he'll give you defense, plus he's still young with room to grow.
Now the key is, if you're going to beat the Reds, you got to get these next two guys and the pitcher out. I mean, at one point, a pitcher just needs a 1, 2, 3 inning. 7, 8, and 9. That's pretty much your best chance for us in every order. It's the best chance, but this is by far the. These are still great players, but this is where you need to get the outs.
It's their weak point.
Yeah, that's the way to sum it up. Devin Mesoraco and Zach Cozart. Zach Cozart can still get on base, but not going to put up the huge power numbers or anything like we're accustomed to seeing all the other players do. But that's the key, is getting these two guys.
Yeah, Mesoraco is a young catcher that I don't really know too much about. They lost Ryan Hannigan last year, who was a very decent, a great fielder and with another power bat.
Mm-hmm.
They lost him, but Cozart really struggles hitting.
Mm-hmm.
He's a really good fielder. He is an extremely hitting deficient player.
Mm-hmm.
So they definitely need to get those two guys out.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the bench. Picked up ex-Cardinal Skip Schumacher and Roger Bernardino. Some guys that I think, and Chris Heisey's always been there. I think those are some guys that could come off the bench. Chris Nelson, another guy, third baseman.
Yeah, Skip Schumacher seems to play every position in the majors. I think the only position he hasn't played is catcher. He might have done some emergency pitching. I don't know.
He might have. He has. Then going to the starting rotation. Oh boy, that's a tough one too. You're going to have to face a quality pitcher almost every night out. Johnny Cueto has been phenomenal these last couple of years, and he's been tough. He just needs to stay healthy, that's all. But he's been Cy Young outsider kind of numbers every year.
Yeah, wasn't he injured most of last year?
Yeah, he's had some injury issues last year, but when he came back strong.
Yep. Between him and Matt Latos, who's apparently injured right now, those two are going to duke it out for the ace. The Reds traded a bunch of good prospects for Latos, and he's done pretty well at the top of their rotation.
Mm-hmm. And then when you got Homer Bailey as your third pitcher and Mike Leake at 4, that's a very, very solid 1 through 4 there. 5 is the only question in this lineup.
Yeah, Homer Bailey last year threw a no-hitter. A lot of baseball had no idea who he was, but he had a very strong year.
Mm-hmm.
And Mike Leake, another young guy with another strong year. Why am I saying the Pirates? The Reds are so stacked. Pitching, hitting, it's a tough thing for any other NL Central team fan. Yeah,
this is just a tough team. They do very well against divisional opponents, too. It's between this team and the Cardinals. The Reds seem to beat the Cubs, the Brewers, and the Pirates. They seem to win a ton of those games against each other, so that really helps them out in the standings.
The 5th spot is slated to be Tony Cingrani, a young guy who had a little bit of experience last year when Cueto was injured. He's a young pitcher. We'll see how he fares. If not, they'll have Jeff Francis, who has played in just about as many stops as Ryan Ludwig has.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you want to beat this, try and beat them when their 5 spot pitches against you. Maybe managers need to try and set up an ace versus 5 spot against them or something, because you got to beat them when that's your best chance is when their 5 is pitching. And 1 through 4 are gonna throw some pretty quality games a lot of times.
Yeah, and then you get to their bullpen.
Fireballer, Aroldis Chapman, probably the hardest thrower in the league, reached 104 with his fastball at times, but he's tailed it down so he can be more sustainable throughout the year.
Yeah, Aroldis Chapman, now that Rivera's retired, he's behind Craig Kimbrell as probably the second best closer in major leagues. Just an incredible pitcher. When he throws a 104-mile-an-hour fastball, he'll throw a 88-mile-an-hour changeup the next pitch, which is some pitchers' fastball. It's crazy how good he is.
Almost every pitch starts with a 9 or so, 9 or a 1-0 type of thing. Yeah, that's how fast this guy throws, and he has to just be consistent with throwing strikes, and that's all you gotta let him hit him. Dare the hitters to hit that.
Yep, and then right before him, they have one of the best setup men in the league, Sean Marshall, who struggled with injuries for most of last year.
Yep, left-handed pitcher. Not just a lefty specialist, but he's very good against lefties, and gonna try and shut the door down in the 8th and just bring it to Chapman to close it out. Chapman just needs one run lead, and that's it.
The problem with the Reds is they have such great pitching. It's mostly a problem for other teams. Their bullpen is just as stacked. They can get to the 7th, the 8th, the 9th inning because they have guys like Jonathan Braxton and Manny Parra too.
Yep, Sam LeCure and Logan Ondrusek as well. I mean, they're just guys that are really going to hold down the inning, and I mean, just tell them to get 3 outs, and they can do that. Then it just makes it tough to win at any time. When you get runners on base, you got to get them home if you're going to beat this team.
Yes. The Reds, they are extremely stacked. Makes any Brewers fan, any Cardinals fan very depressed when you ever get to play them. Any team depressed.
Yeah. Looking at some potential all-stars, I mean, you could be all of them for all it sounds like. I mean, I had Brandon Phillips, Joey Votto, Jay Bruce. Those guys are locks at all-stars. Same with Johnny Cueto and Matt Latos as well. I think Billy Hamilton has a chance if he steals a lot, but I mean, it's tough to get a guy that's just a base stealer to get in.
I don't know about Billy Hamilton this year too much, but in the future, yeah. Todd Frazier, if he starts to finally have the breakout numbers, plus he'll have Aroldis Chapman. These guys are going to bring a lot of all-stars.
Homer Bailey and Aroldis Chapman. Aroldis Chapman could be competing to close the all-star game out with Kimbrel.
Yeah, this team, top through bottom, they'll probably have one of the most all-stars in the league this year.
Yeah, I would agree with that. They've got a ton. Just keep rattling them off.
All right, my bold prediction, I think we talked about Billy Hamilton. If he can get on base, I still think he'll get over 40 steals. My bold prediction is they're going to get second in this Central Division behind the Cardinals, who are just as stacked as they are.
Yeah, I agree with that too. I think the second, they're still going to be a playoff team, though. They're just going to have to play in that wild card playing game. They'll probably be the home team in that wild card playing game, and to be honest, I think they can win it this year.
I do too. This team is going to be very good. Playoffs are bust this year. The Reds fans will be pretty disappointed if they don't make the playoffs.
Yeah, they no longer have Dusty Baker as their manager, though. It's just an odd situation where he just kind of stepped down and they had to replace him.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how their manager does for them this year. But once again, playoff or bust, or the Reds fans will be pissed. All right, thank you for watching, and next time we'll have the
Detroit Tigers.
Sweet. Thanks.